Welcome everybody to another edition of SRA Rally Point. I am your host, Shadow, leader of the Shadow Riders Army, coming to you once again. We got a great show for y'all today. Gonna have a special guest on the show today. Really awesome spiritual mentor of mine, Marvin Jones, in the building. The Jedi Master himself is going to be here today, y'all. We're going to be talking about ancient Jedi to urban Jedi and beyond. Talking about all this stuff with, I know you guys have been checking out like all this full disclosure business going on about aliens and stuff. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more. Before we get into the commercials, I want to briefly give you guys, I'm practicing doing like an intro, like what is Shadow Riders Army Rally Point? So if you didn't know, SRA Rally Point stands for Shadow Riders Army Rally Point. And Shadow Riders Army Rally Point, or SRA Rally Point, is a show dedicated to the Shadow Riders Army community. It's a love letter from myself, the leader of the Shadow Riders Army, to the whole community at large that's a part of this worldwide community. This is a way for me to connect directly with my fans worldwide. So we get together every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, or me and the Shadow Riders Army get Shadow Riders from all over the world. We get together, we chop it up, and we talk about interests and topics that we all love. We talk about things from the occult to space travel to music to martial arts to branding and marketing, how to be a better musician, JDM car culture, all that stuff, all the stuff that we're into. Sometimes even gaming, because your man Shadow love to play the video games sometimes. So we talk about all those different interests because that's what me and my fans are interested in. So it's not all about the music. Sometimes people just want to get to know you better. So this is me getting to know, letting you guys get to know me better. We talk about stuff that I'm interested in, things that I'm, paying attention to in the world, and also some educational points sometimes where we actually breaking down how you can be a better X, Y, or Z. You know what I'm saying? Talking about dating and relationships, how to have better relationships with your partner, all this type of stuff we talk about on SRA Rally Point. So yeah, we got a couple of quick announcements from some of our sponsors, and then after that, we're gonna be right back.
Introducing BJesus, the revolutionary ERC20-based cryptocurrency that embraces a divine mission. With BJesus, security and transparency are paramount. We are empowering our community to be part of something greater. Don't miss out on the opportunity to be a part of the BJesus movement. Visit blackjesus.life and purchase yours now. BJesus, empowering believers in the world of blockchain.
Hey, this is Rez here, telling you about a hot new streaming radio station called Boat 365 Radio. Listen, there are thousands of internet radio stations on the market who do a wonderful job in delivering you great music, news, and other forms of entertainment. However, what separates Boat 365 Radio from the others is our mission to bring together entertainers and listeners in a unique way uncommon to most radio stations. Vote 365 Radio is your home for great entertainment from some of the hottest indie entertainers around. Stay locked and ready to rock. Vote 365 Radio, offering you the best in electrifying radio entertainment.
Hello there. Are you tired of feeling disconnected and alone in your interests? Do you long to be a part of a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion and enthusiasm? Well, look no further than the Shadow Riders Army community. We are a rapidly growing group of individuals from all walks of life who share a love for music, technology, and all things JDM. By subscribing to the Shaddowmusic channel, you are not just joining a community, but you are also helping to build a powerful force of individuals who can work together to make a positive impact in the world. We believe that together, we can accomplish great things and make a real difference in the lives of others. Plus, by subscribing to the Shaddowmusic channel, you'll gain access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes footage, and a whole host of other perks that are only available to our valued subscribers. So, what are you waiting for? Join the Shadow Riders Army community today and become a part of something truly special. Subscribe to the Shaddowmusic channel now and help us build a better world, one dreamer at a time.
Hey guys, it's Adele with ShadowRiders.com. Looking for the hottest news in the JDM car culture scene? Then check out our website for the hottest cars, events, tech, and more. Make sure you check out our weekly podcast and follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. Alright guys, later!
What's up? This is Shadow, music artist, producer, songwriter, entrepreneur, founder of Shadow Worlds Entertainment, and leader of Shadow Riders. On this short video, I'm going to answer the question, who should read Phantom Force The Awakening? So who should read Phantom Force The Awakening? Anybody who likes science fiction, fantasy, and or action stories. This is a story filled with lots of action. There will be lots of martial arts action, magic, and technology in the story. So if you like that kind of stuff, then you should definitely read Phantom Force The Awakening. Enough said. If you found this insider information helpful, make sure you go get our free report, 20 Things You Must Know Before You Read Phantom Force The Awakening, with your purchase of our new ebook, Phantom Force The Awakening. It's free and it contains some of the hottest topics on Phantom Force The Awakening and more. Just go to phantomiscool.com and we'll see you there. Shadow Riders.
Arlington, Texas-based jazz musician, saxophonist, producer, songwriter, and an entrepreneur, Mr. Shadow.
And my boy Shadow's on the phone.
Shadow of Shadow Riders Army.
A big fan club is called the Shadow Riders Army. Performed throughout the United States as well as Japan.
Shadow Ethos Project.
In Korea.
Toured with a Korean funk band called Windy City.
What he's doing with this Shadow Riders Army that's going to change the landscape of some of the things that's going.
Everything is energy. And absolutely nothing rests.
Like the sun in the sky, I'm like hot like dynamite. I'm a living
Hey, this is Shadow, leader of the Shadow Riders Army. Make sure that you go pick up one of my NFTs so you can gain access to a new cryptocurrency called Devin. These tokens will be used to develop apps that will help music artists thrive in the new crypto economy. Earn passive income using the Devin token ecosystem. So make sure you go hit the link in my bio and get you some Devin right now. Go right now.
Advertise your business on the SRA Rally Point show. Reach 250,000 people each week. Are you looking for an effective way to promote your business to a massive audience? Look no further. The SRA Rally Point show offers an incredible opportunity to reach over 250,000 people every week through our multi-stream broadcasts. Don't miss out on this chance to skyrocket your brand's visibility and grow your customer base. Hurry and order your video ad spot now. Benefits of advertising with us. Reach, advertise to 250,000 people each week by leveraging the immense viewership of the SRA Rally Point show. Video ads. Have your 30-second video advertisement aired 6 times a week during our highly popular multi-stream broadcasts. Extensive syndication. We syndicate our show to various platforms, including YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, Kick Trovo, and more, maximizing your reach and exposure. Impressive viewership. Your video ads will reach over 100,000 viewers each week, offering a massive potential customer base for your business. Long-term exposure. Unlike traditional ads that come and go, your video ads will remain on our channel, providing sustained visibility and brand recognition. Easy setup. Simply provide us with a 30-second YouTube video link for your ad, ensuring a seamless and hassle-free advertising process. Don't miss this incredible opportunity to promote your business to a massive audience and achieve unparalleled growth. Click the link below to secure your video ad spot on the SRA Rally Point show. Grow your brand and reach new heights today.
All right, we back. I hope you guys enjoyed those quick announcements. We are always looking for more sponsors to come on and advertise your business on the SRA Rally Point. So like that last ad said, just make sure that you hit the links in the description of the live and get your spot, get you a slot. We syndicate through multiple different streaming platforms, so it's worth it. Trust me. So in just a minute, we're gonna have our special guest. He was just in here for a second. He's gonna be right back, and then we're gonna get to chopping it up. But before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show, it's like we always do. We gotta do a song of the day. All right. So the song of the day is a real special one. Since we're gonna be talking about ancient Jedi, we got a real special song that's inspired by ancient Kemet. It's called Flickering Lives. And we're going to get that song ready for y'all. We're going to play the song of the day. And then after the song of the day, we're going to have our special guest on and we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about these ancient Jedi, these urban Jedis and beyond. We're going to have a really great time. So without further ado, let me get this song up for y'all. This here is today's song of the day. Get it ready for y'all. It's called Flickering Lives by myself and Stephen Laser. Let's go.
Stars and left her home in the sky. She followed the king of kings with fire burning eyes. He ruled over many lands and distant peoples with his might. Spoke of his achievements and of his glories with an incandescent delight. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. 2 candles burn away, flickering lives. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. 2 candles burn away, flickering, flickering. Lights flickering, flickering, flickering. Two candles burn away, flickering, flickering. Lights flickering, flickering, flickering. She gave him all her love and sang to him with grace, but he never heard her mournful melodies and made up the space. And he cursed her to boil in the hot sun as he waged his wars. And he broke her heart and betrayed her as he reached for more. Long ago, yellow days and distant yellow nights. Two candles burn away, flickering lights. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. Two candles burn away, flickering, flickering lights. Flickering, flickering, flickering. Two candles burn away, flickering, flickering lights. So she returned in the cold stars in the abandoned throne. He lost his crown and kingdom, his empire turned to stone. I knew her well as a town, tale, and I sing this song to the one who found this place. If you're wondering what went wrong, remember the queen of the Pleiades and the king of fire, and how their love was doomed by pride and greed and desire, and how she truly belonged to the stars that shine so bright. Pass this song to the next one to keep their story alive. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. Two candles burn away, flickering lives. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. Two candles burn away, flickering lives. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. Two candles burn away, flickering lives. Long ago, yellow days, distant yellow nights. Two candles burn away, flickering, flickering.
Yeah, that was Flickering Lives by Shadow and Stephen Laser. So let me tell y'all a little bit about this song. So this song is about an ancient king and an ancient princess, right? A queen, right? So they had like a love affair, and it's based off of ancient Kemet. It's like an ancient story that was told many years ago, and it also has similarities to stories from Easter Island. There's a similar story that's connected with Easter Island with those big stone heads, right? And also some of the ancient Incas in Machu Picchu. So um, if you notice some of the artwork is showing the desert scene. And notice how he says flickering lives, yellow days, yellow nights, because it's in the desert region where ancient Kemet was or Egypt was. And so, as you know, many years ago, and he doesn't really put a time frame on it. It could be 100,000 years ago, could be 1,000,000 years ago. And the way we did the song was like, it's distant, uh, like in a galaxy far away. It's very similar to Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? And um, back in those ancient times, there were along with the kings and queens, there were knights. There were ancient Jedi knights in ancient Kemet in those ancient times who had very much a lot of the same skill sets as the same Jedi that you see on the Star Wars movies. And man, the truth is stranger than fiction, man. They put so much of the truth in these stories. And so when we did this song, Flickering Lives, with the symbolism of the planet Earth, and you see the king, he's a melanated brother, you know what I'm saying? because that was usually the complexion of that region. Because y'all all always in the sun, your skin gonna get you're gonna have a tan because you're always in the sun. So uh the robes very similar to the Jedi attire, a lot of that stuff going on back then. And so I thought it was the perfect song for today's song of the day, because we're gonna be talking about Jedi, ancient and current. So like you notice how we spelled it too. So we spelled Jedi with a D in the front. That's another thing that is that you will see in ancient texts of ancient Egypt and Kemet. That's how they spelled Jedi. They put a D in front of it. And there's a lot of similarities to the spelling of Jedi, Djedi versus Jedi. And I really think George Lucas just took the D off so he could just have he could brand the Jedi for his own company without telling on himself about where he got all the lore ideas from, down to if you notice how the Jedi in Star Wars dress, you notice how they wield their lightsabers, you notice how they do meditation and some of their philosophies. All that can be linked back to ancient Kemet. So let me see here. I want to see if I can find some clips, man, to see put my chill music on while I put these clips. But I want to show y'all a clip of some of the ancient there's a guy I believe on YouTube that's talking about some of the ancient Jedi. Let me see here. And he compares it to the movies. Let me see here. I want to get a clip for y'all. Let's see. It's very interesting. He's got I want to show y'all. This is what I'm talking about. I want to show y'all this clip. Let's see. I want to show y'all this clip right here. Let's see. All right, I'm finna share my screen. I want to show y'all something. Check this out. That's why I love technology. I can sit here and do shit on the fly, just like improvise on the spot. So check this out. Y'all see that? Let me see if I can make this bigger. So pull this on the side right here. So you see right here, it's a clip right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but it's a white picture right here, and you see what looks like a lightsaber, right? And he's got a picture of is this white background. He's got a picture of Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And then right next to it, he's got this ancient Kemetic hieroglyph symbol. It's like a stone. That's the Djed pillar, right? And you notice also over here in the green, right? He's got the Ankh, which is a symbol of life in ancient Kemet, right? And you notice the Ankh is green, and it's another picture of a lightsaber here. and he's breaking down how all these symbols were taken from ancient Kemet. It says Return of the Jedi, the Djedi, right? So let's break into that. So let's see here. The Jedi of ancient times. Let me stop sharing this. We're gonna flow for a little bit. So the Jedi of ancient times had these philosophies, and you see them in the hieroglyphs all the time. You see the Jed pillar, and it's interesting how they spelled the Jed pillar, like Jed. It's spelled D-J-E-D, Jed. And you'll see that symbol all the time, and you'll see pictures of the pharaoh holding the Jed pillar, a handheld carving of a Jed pillar in his hand like that. And you notice they had the Ankh, right? They had the Ankh, the Kemetic symbol of life superimposed on top of or behind the Jed pillar, and then they had the Wasp scepter, right? That little thing with the curve on it. Here, let me get the picture. Let me see. We're gonna go. Yeah, walk with me, talk with me. We're gonna go get these facts. We're gonna get these facts and pull them down. But yeah, he has. You'll see pictures of the ancient pharaohs holding that just like a Jedi, just like you see in Star Wars when they holding their lightsabers. They hold on to the Jed pillar, right? With the Ankh. So the Jed pillar was a symbol of stability in ancient Kemet. And so that was part of the Jedi philosophies in the past, in the ancient era of these real life Jedi back in ancient Kemet. They were priests, they were knights, they were warriors, they were all that. They had martial arts training, they had teachings in the mystery schools of secret knowledge of the cosmos. You know what I'm saying? But back to the Jed pillar, the most powerful stance that you could take, according to them, is when you're in stability, or i.e. when you're in balance. That's the most powerful state of mind to be in, and that's when miracles and magic can happen. Because if you can center your mind and get to a point to where you are balanced and you're stable, you're rock solid, you're stable, like a foundation, unmovable, unshakable. So that was the paramount. That was the best possible, most powerful state of mind to be in. And so you see him holding that Jed pillar. You see the pictures of the pharaohs holding that Jed pillar. That was symbolizing, I'm holding the power of stability. You know what I'm saying? I'm balanced. And then when you mix that balanced, stable energy with the Ankh, which is representative of life, you got all of the power of life plus being stable, rock solid. And then you had the Wasp scepter, which is the one. It's a scepter that's kind of like, it goes straight up and it kind of curves off like this, like an R on the top. That Wasp scepter, I believe that had that was like energy, like it represented power and energy, like sending out energy. Whereas the Ankh was like life. You have the feminine aspect with the womb on top, and then that cross and the line up going into it. That's like the male aspect with the obelisk or the phallus. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that magnetic and electric force, and then mix that force of life with the force of stability and balance, and mix that also with the Y scepter, which is the seat of power. You mix all those three elements together, and you get all the different areas of power that the Jedi wielded back in those times. Let me see here. Let me find. Let me see here. The Jed Pillar. Jed Pillar. Jed Pillar. Jed Pillar. All right, so yeah. All right, here's a good image right here. Let me share this with y'all. Check this out. This is we're gonna do some show and tell right now. I'm gonna show y'all these images. All right, check this out. Y'all see that? Let me get this up. Right. So you see so here's this is a pretty dope image right here. This is a dope image of you see the Jed pillar on the right, the Ankh and the Y scepter on the left. All three of those symbols right there are representative of the ancient Jedi. Oh, look. Okay, I think we got our hosts. We got our guests. Let me see if I can bring the Jedi Master himself up so he can speak on this with me. Let's see here. Welcome, Jedi Master. I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, man. I had to work to get here, man.
Yeah. The forces trying to get in the way of what we about to build right now. They try to stop that energy. But they can't do that though. We're gonna persevere. We're gonna break through and fight the Markons off, baby.
Right. Back to the force, baby. Back to the force.
Back to the force. So right when you came in, I was sitting here trying to do my best to explain the symbols that you see the ancient Jedi of ancient Kemet hold. And so we have the Jed pillar,
all right,
the Ankh and the Y scepter. And y'all see, okay, let me go ahead and introduce the Jedi Master right here. Now, y'all, this is our special guest. This is my spiritual mentor. It taught me so many things in the ways of the Jedi, helped me awaken my own inner melanin monster, my awaken the force within myself several years ago. And we're gonna talk about all of that. But he is a subject matter expert on this right here. And so I did the best that I could do. But now that the Jedi Master here, he gonna break down these ancient Jedi and these urban Jedi and beyond. So I was doing my best, Jedi Master, to tell him about these ancient symbols. You can go ahead and speak on that. Speak on because I was talking about how the ancient Jedi that George Lucas got his idea from, they was real. They in the past, and they used to see the statues of them actually holding the Jed pillar and the Ankh and the Y scepter all together in one thing, holding it together like a lightsaber. And I was telling the audience, I was like, that's where George Lucas got his whole idea for lightsaber. And you notice the green color.
Yep. That hard chocolate.
Yes. Go ahead and break it down for him, Jedi Master. Go ahead.
Well, let's start with the Jed pillar. Of course, the Jed pillar represents spine. Represents the Kundalini serpent force that sleeps at the base of that spine. The Jed pillar also represents the 4 levels one has to go to reach Jedi Master. You go from youngling to Padawan to Knight to Master. Right. Also, the Jed pillar is also the hilt of a lightsaber. Yes, that's the design that the ancient Commissions use and Atlanteans use to implant the crystals within the hilt, and they would, and along with other technology within the hilt of that particular Djed pillar, that it would ignite a ray of light or plasma or laser out of this, and we would call it today lightsabers. Next,
Right on.
next on the list is the War Scepter. Now, the War Scepter was more of it represented more of the melanin, your inner chaos energy, because the head on there is the head of Set or Soot, and Soot means ash. If you didn't know that, and
Mm-hmm.
the ash or the melanin is the chaos energy that's generated within you, which we commonly call today the dark side.
Yeah.
This is what Vader was talking about when he said you don't know the power of the dark side, meaning you don't know the power of your melanin. You don't know the power of the melanocytes. When you focus your will to do something, they generate electromagnetic forces within them to harness it so you can use what we call the force within. You see what I'm
Mm.
saying? That life force, that chi, that prana. And what is the force? The force is just a cosmic energy field of wisdom, power, and presence. It's an intelligent energy or the breath of the universe as it makes its way through the universe. Permeation is what it's called. Flows in and around all living things, animating it and bringing it to life. It even binds those things together into a pattern interconnectedness, which we call a web of life. See what I'm saying? And so
Mm-hmm.
when you learn to generate this energy within you through certain spiritual practices, meditation, spiritual study, martial arts, art, and various other skills that you cultivate, you begin to channel that life force within so you can utilize it outwardly in the physical world, what they call alteration in the Jedi text. Once you learn to control it within you and sense it within you, you then turn that sensory perception outwardly into the world. You then grow spiritual arms, spiritual hands and feet, so that you can reach out and actually touch and affect the physical environment around you. And that's where you see the Jedi use performing such great feats as telekinesis, pyrokinesis, bending space and time, teleportation, even flying a little bit, depending on what the Jedi is. And lastly, you have the Ankh. The Ankh represents life. But what type of life? It represents the living energies within you, the life forces, the life living intelligence within you, that once you learn to harness, you can become a living, breathing deity here, or earth deity is what's called. Some people also call it earth angels in the latter day religions. But you can become a living, breathing earth deity here, because you walking around with this kundalini force awoken in you. So you put the three together, the Djed pillar, the War scepter, and the Ankh, then you produce the Djed scepter. Now, if the Djed was the lightsaber, the sword of truth, and the War scepter was basically your magic, your melanin, because magic is nothing but magnetism, and the Ankh is the life energies within you, life, living intelligence within you. When you put them together, you have let everyone know that you have learned to access all the powers, and you become the living, breathing, the Jedi.
And then there come all the super abilities and feats that we see manifest in the 3D world.
Right. There you go. There you
Yeah, yeah. Uh, uh. See, see, y'all. This is why I had to get Jedi Master on the show, because he knows his stuff. We've been talking about this for years. Now I got some more things I want to discuss. So all right, so we broke down all the symbolism of the Jan pillar, the Wa scepter, and the Ump. Now the next question I got, let's see here. I want to talk about the different colors of the lightsabers. Let's see if I can get a visual on this lightsaber. lightsaber colors. Here we go. We gotta talk about this and what's the symbolism. Let me see if I can find a good. I won't find a good. Here we go. You see him holding it right here. This here. You see all the Jedi holding all these different colors of the lightsaber right here.
Right.
Now, let's see. Oh, I want to get this in. All right, so you can see they have the red, they have like a pink, and orange, purple, like a blue, a green, and you see the dark saber way over here on the right. Now, what's the significance? Because see, let me try to demonstrate a little bit of what I learned from Jedi Master. So the significance of the colors reflect your own your inner chakras, right? And so you have the green, that's your heart chakra, the blue, but I'm just trying to understand. Could you break it down for me, Jedi Master? The colors.
Sure. I got you. I got you. All the colors mean something, of course. Yeah, they are the colors of the rainbow spectrum, which is related to the chakras and rays of light. You got the raw survival instincts of the root chakra or the red lightsaber, which is what the Sith vibrate on. Also, the orange lightsabers. They also represent passion. The orange represents passion and primal power because Xana, she had an orange lightsaber actually, Darth Xana.
Wow.
And so, she was tapped into the primal aspects of the dark side, the primal passions and forces of the dark side. So she was able to generate Sith sorcery. So that's what orange represents, passion. You see what I'm saying?
And that's one above the root chakra. That's one step above the root chakra right there.
Right.
Right?
Right. When you master your root and your sacral, next you open the yellow lightsaber, which is the Jedi Sentinel. And they deals with basically espionage, pretty much spycraft as a whole. They deal with that particular field, gathering intelligence, infiltration, all that. They basically spiritual agents, to keep it simple. Right?
Right.
And you have the green lightsaber, which is usually the Jedi Counselor or whatnot. The Jedi Counselor is basically the counselor. Counselor just means counselor, by the way. Counselor is basically, instead of just using the standard fighting prowess of the Jedi, they prefer diplomacy, Jedi mind tricks, and overall negotiation versus just straight out warfare. Feel me? They want their counselors. They like let's find a therapeutic resolution before we just go to straight warfare. You feel me?
Yeah.
Next is blue. Blue is basically the Jedi Guardian. So now it has become straight spiritual warfare. And so now you gotta wield your sword of truth, your ruthless compassion, and that comes from the blue rays of the throat chakra. See what I'm saying? Because you gotta speak it into existence before it manifests. So that's what you see them doing. They wielding that truth, that vibration, that music, because the throat chakra governs music too, to fight their enemies. Next, finally, you got the purple lightsaber. Well, no, it's not finally. It's actually a few more colors. You got purple. You got the purple lightsaber. Now, this represents your ability to harness both sides of the force, the dark and the light. Like Mace Windu. Yes, you can harness both sides of the force and still be able to not get lost in either polarity.
Yeah,
like
we gotta talk about that a little bit later, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, see, Mace Windu didn't get lost in the dark or the light. He just utilized them as they were sources of energy to do what needed to be done, plus the overall forces of itself, which leads us to the next color, white. You know, Sokotano, you know, she out, her energy out due to her little TV show that just dropped on Disney. It's about to get ready to drop on Disney Plus. Actually.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that show too. Ahsoka, man, it's gonna be hyped to see how she interact with Anakin in the Dimension Beyond Worlds. Oh man, it's gonna be good.
Right. So the white lightsaber represents learning how to wield the force in its totality. You done mastered all your chakras now. Now you can achieve the state known as bioincandescence. When you learn to generate this incandescence, you can see the force as it is, one holistic entity, right?
Mm.
One holistic entity. So now you're no longer trapped in the rainbow prism, shall I say, where the light is being refracted. The light has become one singular entity, which is white light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so now you can wield the force as a whole, complete being, instead of just fracturing off into the different rainbow colors.
Right.
Next,
whole and complete.
Yeah. Next, of course, on the electromagnetic spectrum, you got gamma. You got the gamma. You usually go into ultraviolet, and then you go into straight dark matter, which is where we get into the dark saber.
Yeah, break it down.
Now, what is the dark saber? The dark saber represents your ability to wield your melanin in its highest, purest form. That's why the dark saber can't be beat by the other colors, because it's the absence of light. You didn't beat light now. You didn't beat the concept of light and enter into the dark matter forces of the universe.
The darkness, the dark side.
Yeah, the dark side, the melanin, the true melanin. And so now you can wield it as a weapon now, because you channeled that dark saber. So far, notice mostly only melanated characters have been shown, for the most part, to use it. You know, you had the Mandalorian, and then you had
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon, Darth Maul. Well, Darth Maul probably the funnest out of everybody. And then you had Moff Gideon. He been raising hell in the Mandalorian series. So that's what that dark saber all about. It's all about, now you harness your melanin, that wash scepter. Now let's see you wield it properly. You see what I'm saying? Let's see you wield the black lightning within you. Cause that's all the dark saber is, condensed black light.
Yes. And you notice when on the Mandalorian, the dark saber was heavy for Mando. It depends on who's wielding it. If they was, the dark saber chose who it was more compatible with. It like it had a mind of its own.
Yeah.
Not everybody could pick it up. Like when Mando had it in Mandalorian, it was heavy. He couldn't fight with it.
Right.
But you look at Darth Maul though, when he was raising hell with the Death Watch. I mean, he was doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? Usurped the whole Death Watch and took over. And he had no problem with the dark saber.
Right. That because Darth Maul was fully tapped into the dark side of the Force. He fully was connected to his melanin. But everybody else who had a hard time with it, they weren't fully connected with their melanin. So let that be a lesson. Fully connect to that inner melanin monster within you. And something as powerful as the dark saber, which is nothing but your sword of truth, can be easily wielded.
Okay, yeah, we gotta break that down. So this is a question that, and you and I, we discuss this often. Let me go ahead and get this visual off the screen because I want to just flow now. So we talk about this often. Let me see. Switch camera. Here we go. We talk about this often. Is in Star Wars, George Lucas make it clear he be like the good side is the light side with the Jedi, and the bad guys is the Sith, the dark side. But you and I know that you need both. You can't just be all love and light over here and be unbalanced and don't have no way to tap into your dark side. You know what I'm saying? Because if you one sided, you out of balance. And so that whole principle, that whole Hollywood George Lucas principle of Star Wars, that you can prevail without having no dark side, is false. You got to have both.
Yeah, because most people don't know this. The Sith didn't hate the light side; they just hated the Jedi.
Mm.
That's the difference between the Sith and the Jedi. The Sith ain't have a problem studying the light side teachings. They had a problem with the Jedi specifically. But the Jedi had a problem with the dark side as a whole. You see what I'm saying? They shunned the dark side as a whole, which is why they ultimately lost and failed. Because they're just stupid to hate energy that's not even doing anything to you. Like half this energy is keeping the universe stable.
Right. You got to have that other half. Just like yin and yang, up and down, left and right. And that's how we know the ancient Jedi in the past, they was on a different type of time, because in the Book of the Dead and the ancient texts from Jehudi, you spell his name DJ. What's that? DJ.
H-E-T
Yeah,
H-E-U-T-I, if I'm not
UTI.
mistaken.
Right. So like the front of his name got D, like the D and the J from the same spelling as a J pillar, but we got the laws of the universe. With the law of polar, like what's the one? As above, so below. As
All
within.
correspondence.
Right. Law of correspondence. That's light side and dark side. You know what I'm saying? It did the law of polarity, law of correspondence, law of polarity. Like the pendulum swing both ways. The pendulum don't just stay stuck over here. You know what I'm saying? So I want to
Yeah.
see, like, I want to discuss how do you think how do you think the ancient Jedi of the past would deal with, because you got the ancient commission Jedi's that we only know about in the text and the writing, and we all know that George Lucas get a lot of his inspiration from that. But how much more powerful would a true Jedi be if he had access to the dark and the light versus a Jedi that only deal with the light?
He explored that concept with the ancient Jedi, which he turned the Jedi in his mythology. The Jedi. I don't know if you ever got a chance to read the graphic novels for them, but it shows them when they were still in balance, utilizing both the dark and the light. They call the dark side Bogun, and they call the light side Ashla.
Ashla. I remember that name, Ashla. They talked about that in Rebels. Remember they were bringing up that name, Ashla. The light side and the dark side was called what? Bogon?
Yeah, Bogun.
Right. So I, there's another question I had. It's just slipped my mind because I'm thinking, because I'm comparing, I'm looking at the past and I'm looking at how they dealt with things like in the 3D world, and then how we dealing with them now. Like how how we see urban Jedi moving in the current day. Oh yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So I want to talk about because I was asking the question. I was like, we live in Star Wars in real life. So I know you heard about this. You probably seen it on the news recently that the U.S. government made a national announcement that they said that UFOs are real, aliens are real, and they had that press conference, and that dude was in the court testifying that UFOs are real, and now everybody jumping up and down talking about full disclosure. And we was talking about this, you and I. We was talking about we've been knowing that aliens out there all the time. And my thing is with the urban Jedi now, because us, the star seeds that's here on the planet, you know what I'm saying? When I don't know how they gonna do the psyop, because I don't know if they're gonna have some genetically modified clone aliens that they stage an attack with, or it's gonna be the real ones show up. But how you see the urban Jedi moving in today's time with not only physically but with the knowledge, you know what I'm saying?
I call it urban Star Wars.
Yeah, break that
And
down.
urban Star Wars is basically in this day and age, this modern time, we live in what you call city states.
Hmm.
City state is basically urban communities, right? And we are born in these city states with the force inherently gifted in large amounts within us, right? And so, since you have the potential to awaken the Jed force, you have the potential to become an urban Jedi.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? And as an urban Jedi, you are literally fighting a war with the ruling elites of this world, and and basically the shadows of these urban societies, the back alleys. You know,
Yeah, that's how we
I
get down.
I always give y'all the concept of it at Walmart. Everybody else could be walking through the store, and you could be in the store in full blown urban warfare, spiritual warfare with an entity, and nobody even noticed it.
Right. All the time. Like the time I was on that train, same thing.
Yeah,
You told that story on your lecture one time. So I should I go and tell the story? Yeah, I'm gonna go and tell the story.
that was
So
for the story.
man, okay, so all right, so all right, y'all. So I had recently been through some meditation practices with the Jedi Master here, Jedi Master Marvin. Well, he helped me connect with my own melanin monster, right? And then there was a concept of meditation that we practice uh called the spiritual dojo, right? And so, you know, I remember it well. I remember how you taught me. You go into your mind, you go into the meditative state, and you transport your body, your physical body into a, a a spiritual dojo. And then once you're in that dojo, you practice your Jedi arts, whether that be air bending, fire bending, telekinesis, force manipulation, invisibility, force force push, force pull, and that's where you also wield your lightsaber and practice your lightsaber arts, right? So
Right.
I had been fresh off these lessons that the Jedi Master teach me, right? So I got clear visualization of the green lightsaber, and I'm able to go into a spiritual dimension and wield it and come out of the meditation in the 3D world and affect my 3D world and notice the changes, right? So I mastered that technique. You know what I'm saying? It's just Jedi apprentice working on the skill set. So one night,
Spiritual operation.
yes. So one night I'm on my way to my little side hustle job right on the train, and halfway there, the train stopped right to a screeching halt, and come to find out, it was a person on the train tracks trying to commit suicide on the train, right? So the train actually hit the person and killed them. Okay, right? So we didn't find that out. Everybody was on the train because the train hit the brakes. Boom, we came to a screeching halt, and we was just stuck there for like, I don't know, about 20, 30 minutes before they even said anything. They was just, everybody was like, what's going on? Why the train stuck? And people started getting nervous and antsy, and people start getting cabin fever because they don't know what's going on. And then finally, a dude got on the intercom and said, "Hey, we had an accident. Y'all stay put. We're gonna have to stay here till the ambulance get here. And there's police outside, and outside the car, walking back. And then somebody had went and see what happened. They said, and they came ran back through the train and started spreading that fear. They said, "Oh my God, somebody just died out there. He got killed." And everybody started freaking out, and people started getting irate, and and you could start feeling that negative energy building up, right? And remember, I was talking about that lady that was like talking in tongues. That's when she started doing it. At first, it was a murmur, right? She's like, oh no 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 oh no 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 no, like just some gibberish, just some blabber. And then folks getting mad, people starting to get, you can feel the spiritual pressure and the negative energy just start permeating, right? In the whole train. You try to walk to the next car, people in there, let me out, you gotta let us out, because we ain't even at the train stop. We in the middle of train stops, and it's woods and forest, so it's dark too. It's a little bit, we gotta go a little bit more before we get to the next train station stop. And so people was like, damn, should I? Because people were scared to leave the train, but at the same time, they was tired of being stuck in the train because folks trying to get to work, folks trying to get back home. It was already getting late, so because like if it's too late, you gonna get stranded because all the public transportation stopped. So people was getting scared. It was a demiurge feast. I put it like that. Demiurge was snacking on they negative energy. He was like, yeah, oh, just this wonderful tears. And he was just munching on that shit, right? And so motherfuckers started getting mad. They started trying to yell at the conductor, you better let me the fuck out of here. And then that's when that lady that murmuring start, she started, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, what the fuck going on with her? And I was like, clearly she done got possessed by something, because she started doing that shit, and it started amplifying everybody's anger and frustration and shit. And now motherfuckers banging on the window, going crazy, right? And I was like, damn, this is fucked up. And I felt like the rest of these people were just panicking like NPCs, and but like I knew after the teachings that we talked about, this was some spiritual shit. All from when that guy put his head, because he put his head on the train tracks, we found out, and the train ran over his head. Maybe he was possessed to do that too, just take his own life. But it had fueled a smorgasbord of negative energy, right? I mean, some nasty energy, some dastardly impure, just some fucked up energy. And so I was like, all right, I was like, I gotta get into meditation. I gotta do something to see if I could calm this down. And so, because people was running up to, like, I had went to the up one side of the train, talked to the conductor, and it was like, everybody remain calm, and nobody wanted to remain calm, right? And so I was like, okay, so I went back to my seat, and I got into meditative state and closed my eyes and went into the trance state. And then I remember this. Like right before I got real deep into it, that lady, she was like down down the level and right around there, right around the corner from me. And it's like she could sense me going into spiritual battle mode. So she's like, she started going like that. I was like, fuck. And she started doing that. And it actually disturbed me. And I was it was disturbing me, and I couldn't get centered, and I couldn't get focused, and I couldn't get balanced so I could get into the meditative state. And it was fucking me up. And so I tried again. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get back down. I'm gonna try to focus and just try to tune it out. Cause we stuck on this train. I try to tune it out. I tune it out and I try to get back into a state and meditate. And then I got closer. And to visualizing, linking up with my melanin monster and linking up with my monstrous soul and my spirit, my spiritual self, my higher form, right? And as it began to, because you know how we practicing the meditation, it started out as kind of like brown and then misty. Then you started to see the form materialize. So I was almost there, and she and she started. You see it around. You know, it woke me up out of my shit, and I looked because I was like, "What the fuck going on?" And she was like that, and then. I kid you not, it made this other motherfucker. It was a white dude. He looked like a skinhead. He had tattoos on his face. He's like, "Get me out of here. I'm busting out." So this fool started banging on one of the windows and he bust the train window. Just broke it with his hand. But like, and like going crazy, right? Bust the window. Busted out and ran out the door, and it freaked out a whole bunch of people. And now, like, everybody really irate, and some people tried to follow him out the train. Whole time, old girl. So I was like, "Ooh, this is getting bad." So I was like, "Okay, because I can't just be in fear. I gotta get myself centered." So I got back into a meditative state, and this time I got it. I got into my meditative state, and just like in that movie Doctor Strange, I visualized my higher form leave my body in Jedi robes, and first thing I did, I donned my lightsaber, woo, and I look around the train, and it's these dark like lava colored spiritual entities everywhere on the train. And so I slashed through a couple of them motherfuckers. And then I teleported to the top of the train. And I'm looking around on the top of the train. And visually, through the spiritual lens, it's motherfuckers. It's like they covering the train, all these dark entities. Like, you know how you ever seen like somewhere that's like infested with cockroaches?
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers all over the train, just lashing out. And they see me. And they, "Oh, he see us." And I got my lightsabers, tried to work a couple of them, but they was overwhelming me, right? So I was like, fuck. I went back and I did the Jedi arts, and I split myself into shadow clones. So now it's like 8 of me fighting all these motherfuckers off. Pop, 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 slash them niggas. And the whole time I'm, my physical body is sitting here meditating, but I can still, it's like I'm aware that I'm still there, but I'm out there spiritually whooping ass, dissipating negative energy, just slashing motherfuckers up, right? But while I'm up there, handling business. I'm back meditating. It's like that the lady that was possessed was like the whatever was the root cause, the main spiritual entity that was causing all the ruckus was camping out in her because she noticed that shit and she and then when she did that, because I had already been up there whooping ass spirits. Green lightsaber, by the way, heart chakra, whooping ass, multiple shadow clones, whooping all the ass, and I was about done clearing them all out. But oh, that lady, the main source, she was like, she started going crazy. And then this big, huge, they like all of them like clobbled together in this big, huge, giant one came out. And that motherfucker was a problem. I'm telling you, he's stamping out my clothes. I'm having to go back. I'm getting my ass whooped a little bit. I'm trying to like, oh fuck. And I'm thinking to myself, I started like, damn, I gotta deal with that lady, but I don't know how to silence her. You know what I'm saying? And I started taking my attention off front, and I started trying to look back, and that nigga started fucking with me, man. And then I had to tap into my melanin monster. That's what I had to tap into you know what I'm saying? Like, because, she was yelling, more motherfuckers was screaming. It was getting worse. And I was getting spiritually exhausted. So I was like, damn, I kind of grabbed my heart. And you know how your heart beat, doo-doo. Doo-doo. And that motherfucker Melody Monster raised up out of me like this. You know how I told you. Motherfucker came up. He's like, oh, you need some extra power? I got you. Dark tendrils coming out of motherfucker everywhere. Zoom. Big giant tendrils just explode out. Boom. Like a porcupine. Just boom. Boom. Impaled that nigga. Boom. Went through the train. Boom. Boom. Then like a force shockwave ended that shit out of me through my melanin monster. Whoo. Like a napalm bomb. Just totally vaporized every single motherfucker out there and snapped the lady out of her trance, right? Shit was overpowering. And then once that was done, I got back centered and I went back into my body physically. My spiritual self went back to my physical body, went back inside of it, and kind of just became one again. I opened my eyes. As soon as I opened my eyes, the lady was done. She wasn't doing all that crazy tongue speaking. And the moment I opened my eyes, after that, the train conductor said, "Ladies and gentlemen, we about to be rolling on the train again. Sorry for the inconvenience." And everybody calmed down. I said, "God damn, I gotta call Jedi Master. I got like it did right after that. I called you, text you something. I think I text you. And I was like, I cannot believe this shit." That's the story.
Yeah, that's when you find out it was really real then. Yeah, it's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
Yeah, we got I know I said melanin monster, and everybody listening to the show probably like, what the hell is a melanin monster? You want to explain to it one more time?
Your melanin monster is the conglomeration of all your demonic melanin monstrous forces inside of you. Think of it like you got one big angelic host for your light side forces, right?
Yeah.
So you got 72 angels, 72 demons. Well, your melanin monster is the spokesperson and representative of your 72 demons and all the legions of melanin forces inside of you. Just like your guardian angel is representative for all the angelic forces inside of you.
Right, the 72 angels
Yeah.
and all their legions. Yeah.
So that's what it is.
Yeah. So yeah, we know we talk about occult. Y'all probably like, damn, what Shadow talking about? This been a long time coming, Jedi Man, because you've been telling me I need to start talking to the people about what I know. And I think these, like, when they start talking about aliens is real and full disclosure and all this other shit, and you notice like now it's like, I don't know if you noticed this, but people, it's like a trend now to talk about shadow work. Everybody talking about shadow work now. It's like trending. And so I remember you told me years before all this stuff became popular and became a trend, you was like, hey, at one point you got to get out here and talk about what you know too. And so uh I think it was you that was gave me the idea to start doing the podcast. And it was only a matter of time before uh uh a show like this happened. I mean, and this is my style. If you guys go to Jedi Master Marvin's page, he got a YouTube channel called The Melanin Order. He do full lectures. He go for hours at a time, breaking down everything in detail. He give you the scholarship. He give you books to read. He give you references. He show you visual aids and guides, everything to show you that the mainstream, like what you've been taught about how this world works, a lot of that shit is a lie, and they keeping you ignorant. Yeah, let's go ahead and say this right now, because I'm out here and it's still started. The force been awakened, so they don't want you to get knowledge like this. That's why they demonize it. They demonize knowledge like this because this knowledge is going to empower you to get in touch with your true self, your higher self, and the knowledge of like how to really tap in and be a better version of yourself, live a better life. I mean, all type of cool shit like that. But you'll never know if you scared to seek it out. If if you rely on religious dogma that's been spit and regurgitated in traditions that no longer serve you, you're gonna stay trapped, which is what the archons want you to do, which is archons, which is what the powers that be want you to do. They like the ruling elite, whether they be the Rothschilds, the cabal, uh bad members of the Anunnaki, whoever the fuck they are, they don't want you becoming wiser. They want you to stay a slave. They want you to stay an NPC. They want you to stay a weak, easily to manipulate sheep that they can feed on. Now, if you don't want to live that type of reality, you have a choice. There's knowledge out here that you can tap into. And man, one of the best sources for some of that knowledge is is right here live on the show with me. One of my mentors. So, man, I'm just saying. Yeah, this is a long time. You've been telling me to do this type of show for a minute, right?
Yeah, I see you. I see you got on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. You know I was gonna do it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So y'all need to go follow. Y'all need to go follow his page, Melanin Order on YouTube. Uh, Return of the Titans on Facebook. Where else, Jedi Master? Where your spots at? Tell the people.
Also on Marvin.Jones 5842 on Instagram. And also the Melanin Order on Rumble as well.
On Rumble. And let me see some here. Cause he got a cash app. Let me see if I can throw the cash app up here. Let me see. Uh let's see here. What's your Cash App?
$ MCJ Network.
All right, so y'all see that on the screen right there. That's his Cash App. Y'all go ahead and donate so he can keep on doing lectures like he want to do them. He also got a book out too. He got a book out talking about this very same thing. You know,
Yeah,
and
the
these
Amanai Resurrection.
tell him about the book, Jedi Master.
The Amanai Resurrection is basically my adaptation of the Jedi, but instead of wielding the Force, they wield the Source energies.
See, it's the source is a different name for the same energy, right?
Now, the Source is where the Force spawns from.
Uh, see now, see I don't want to spoil it for him because like if you tell him what that like you tell him what that is, they gotta go read the book to find out more about that, right?
Yeah.
And you can find that book on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So y'all check it out. Donate to MCJ Network Cash App. Let me put Cash App on here. It's Cash App. See Cash App. This is Cash App. So, yeah, so this is his Cash App. Y'all go donate. Cause we need master teachers like this in the world, awakening the force of everybody, all our melanin brothers and sisters out there. And to be honest, the ones that don't fit in, you know what I'm saying? The ones that's got the special abilities that society shuns. That because I know I went through this. Society thought I was a weird kid, that I was a dreamer, never fit in nowhere. And there's others out there like me who may not even know that they got powers and that they got potential like this. And all they need is to find a teacher that can show them how to unlock their gifts. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the world that I want to live. I want to live in a world where everybody's empowered and everybody got their gifts unlocked. Because a world like that, I want everybody to have their shit turned on. Like everybody to have their abilities. Everybody be willing to wield the force. Because what that's gonna do, that's gonna free everybody. Everybody gonna be free. In a world like that is a world I want to live in. So why wouldn't I share this type of information? You know what I'm saying?
Right. There you go.
Yeah. I think so. It's one other question I want to ask. I want to talk about Jedi Master. Then we'll go and close out the show.
Yep.
And so this is a question that everybody be asking, and I just want to get your take on it. Do you think aliens are real? And,
Yeah, they
and
just archetypal. They just aliens is basically deities in a different realm, just like we deities in this realm.
so like they got this thing, they got this story floating around, and we talked about this, but I just want to bring it up. So people say that our current version of humans, we was created by the Anunnaki because they found Homo sapien or Homo erectus, and they modified our DNA, and then that's how you got the current Homo sapiens sapiens now, because the Anunnaki came and turned us into a slave race, and that's why the floods happened. Because that's why they knocked down the Tower of Babel, because Homo sapiens was rebelling against the Anunnaki, who was their basic slave masters, and And
No, they got
then
that story wrong.
yeah.
They got that story wrong. No, what really happened was Anunnaki and us seen eye to eye. We actually got along with the Anunnaki. That's not true about us being a slave race to them. In a process called the Anunnaki is the process where they took us and showed us how to scientifically upgrade ourselves through
Mm,
meditation and different spiritual practices. And they showed us how to unlock the hidden potential within, at that time, Homo erectus. And once we unlock this hidden potential, we begin to evolve into the Homo sapien.
mm. And
So
that's probably do you was that during ancient Kemet or Atlantis or Lemuria? Do you think? Because I'm thinking that was because you got
Atlantis and Lemuria
was already here.
yeah, they was already here. They just came, and the section that they liked, or the area that they decided to live in, was what we call today the Middle East. That was their
Oh,
that was their area of choice to settle in. When they set up their empire, it became Sumeria, the Sumerian Empire. See what I'm saying? Which
yeah.
had many different cultures, creeds like Babylon, Assyria, Acadia, etc., etc. Right? And originally it wasn't Sumeria; it was Sumara.
Samara.
Yeah, yeah, and they would produce a lineage known as the Dragon Kings and the Dragon Queens.
The Nagas.
Yeah, the Nagas. So during this time period, they so loved us that they upgraded our DNA and gave us this gift of the DNA upgrade. And this process was what they called the Anunnaki.
Mm.
See what I'm saying? The whole slave race, we was never a slave race. You see what I'm saying? That's not a true interpretation of the story. It was just simple. We was a worker class. We helped them do different things because they weren't from here, which makes sense, right?
Right.
So since they weren't from him, we helped them do things, and we showed them how to do this, how to do that, and how the resources operate here, how the crystals operate, etc., etc. That's the true story of the Anunnaki. Now they're getting us mixed up with the Igigi. The Igigi was another group of beings who they seeded on other planets, who preceded us, who they so-called had their own thing going on, which was their own worker class, whatever, on their planet or their plane. But they're not even from here either. So they was from another, planet or solar system, star system, whatever. When they got to us, no, we weren't slaves. We were already advanced beings. Atlantis and Lemuria and Hyperborea and Polaris and various other ancient places like ancient America and everything was booming.
Mm-hmm.
Ancient America was called Mu at the time.
Right.
Man, it was
Uri.
Mu, Lemuria, and Atlantis on this side of the planet, and then it was Alkebulan, or also known as Ta. To the Cometians, it was known as Ta.
Ta.
Yeah, for Africa, and then you had Australia and Asia, the Asian continents as well. They had their dynasties going on at the time, but no, this a lot of things they're saying is just basically demonized Anunnaki. Anunnaki ain't really did nothing to us. Now they may have fucked them up, due to them just, always trying to fuck over somebody and everybody picking up on it, and rebelling against them. But nah, the Anunnaki has been trying to help us ascend to the next level. See, next level evolution from Homo sapien is called Homo luminous.
Light beings.
They're light beings. So now you graduated from being a physical man to becoming a solar light god and goddess, or solar light being, which they call Etherians or Solarians.
Deep. And so speaking about Asia stuff like that, this will be last. I know I said the other was the last question. So did I let you go? I know you got to go. So all the other races, like the Asians and Indians and folks on Australia, were they all seeded by different alien races? You know what I'm saying? Because you got the Anunnaki who showed up, you got the
No,
Arcturians
no, they was already here.
already here.
They was already
So all
here.
the
They may have been upgraded by different beings, but they was already here. They was already here. Motherfuckers like to erase the fact that we was all erase our true origin story of us actually already being here.
already being here.
Before any intervention between any other beings or interaction between any other foreign beings from other planes and dimensions or whatever, we was already here doing
Even
our own thing.
So we was here before I keep on hearing people talk about reptilians and the Dracos. We was here before them too.
We was here before them too.
You hear that name all the time. But all right. So I know you got to get going. I want to say thank you for coming on the show at short notice, y'all. I asked him what was it, about 2 days ago if you could come on.
You asked me yesterday, actually.
Yesterday. Short notice. So I appreciate you, Jedi Master, for coming on with short notice. Because I know it take you a while to get ready for your lectures because you begin to study your books in the air, you get all your information together. I know this was short notice, but I just felt inspired to ask you to come on because it just felt like it was time to share. If folks didn't know that I was into the occult, they know now. You know what I'm saying? I've told them a lot of times before, but hey, this is me starting to really kind of come out of my shell and share things more like this type of topic. So appreciate you coming on.
No problem.
All right, so y'all make sure that y'all go check out the Mail and High Order on YouTube, Rumble, and what was the other platform that was on? It was YouTube.
Also, it's Marvin Jones. Is Marvin Jones 5842 on Instagram. And if you just like Facebook, I have a group called Return of the Titans. If you want to get in there too.
All right, so y'all heard it from the man himself, the Jedi Master himself. Make sure you donate to the Cash App below at MCJ Network. Donate so that he can keep on teaching his lectures and helping folks awaken their spiritual abilities and Jedi. For all the young Jedis and Padawans that's out there that's looking to learn more, and you this is the right place. You know what I'm saying? So with that, we're gonna get ready to get up out of here. This has been another episode of SRA Rally Point. I am your host, Shadow, leader of the Shadow Riders Army. We love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, we say peace.
Peace.
there. Are you tired of feeling disconnected and alone in your interests? Do you long to be a part of a community of like-minded individuals who share your passion and enthusiasm? Well, look no further than the Shadow Riders Army community. We are a rapidly growing group of individuals from all walks of life who share a love for music, technology, and all things JDM. By subscribing to the Shaddowmusic channel, you are not just joining a community, but you are also helping to build a powerful force of individuals who can work together to make a positive impact in the world. We believe that together, we can accomplish great things and make a real difference in the lives of others. Plus, by subscribing to the Shaddowmusic channel, you'll gain access to exclusive content, behind-the-scenes footage, and a whole host of other perks that are only available to our valued subscribers. So, what are you waiting for? Join the Shadow Riders Army community today and become a part of something truly special. Subscribe to the Shaddowmusic channel now and help us build a better world, one dreamer at a time.